the hate, I can see the lies. See it in your face, read it out your eyes. Why they watching me? They got their eyes on me. Why they watching me? They got their eyes on me. They want it while I get it. They losing while I'm winning. It's the rules of the game, you playing. In your eyes, I can see you hating. Why they watching me? They got their eyes on me. Why they watching me? They got their eyes on me.
Are they watching? I see them. They hate cause it just can't be him. But I'm fly like a desert eagle, so don't give me that reason.
Can a guy or a girl be friends? Yeah, they can. They can.
Yes. Yes.
But it depends. It depends because if you're attracted to the girl, I don't think you should be a close friend to that person. You know, if she's attractive. Vice versa as well. So, but if she's not attractive, there's always gonna be like, you know, that, you know, friendship, or you're never gonna cross the line. Because us men, we think different, you know. And if your friend finds you attractive as well, that can also happen, you know, cross that barrier and then relationship, you know, that happens, you know, that happens a lot of times. So I think they can, as long as they're not attracted to each other.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
So can two people who are dating have friends of the opposite sex? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. As long as they both know that nothing's going to happen between them.
Yes, I feel like if you're both comfortable in your relationship and you're trust each other, which is a big part of a relationship, then you should be able to hang out with who you want when you want.
That's a hard one. I've had experiences where I've been friends with a guy, but it's never really gone down that well.
Yeah, they can have guy mates, yeah. Yeah. It should work both ways then. Because then if you have a girlfriend, then you should be able to have a girlfriend as well, without getting in trouble when being accused of cheating or whatnot. So I think it should work both ways. It depends if they start doing some weird shit with that boyfriend, like I'm going for a sleepover and stuff like that, then yeah, that's red flags. But if it's just like I've got a guy friend, you meet him a couple of times as well, and you think sound, but yeah, if he's like going around and doing stuff, yeah, you don't. I'd say no.
Yes, because it's unnatural if you don't have friends of the same gender, and if you two have an argument, I'd rather you get a girl's point of view, because guys are just going to tell you that you're right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can. Of course, a male can have female friends and a female can have male friends. That's absolutely fine.
Okay, so my opinion to that is most of my friends, they're actually males, so I would never have an issue with that. And also, I wouldn't have an issue if guys don't have female friends. But that comes from confidence as well. But not a long time ago, just a few days ago, we had the same conversation with my female friends, and most of them do answer no. So I know what most females think, but what I know what I think. So for me, it's absolutely fine. Yes.
I mean, yeah, but I think it's if the friendship's quite good, like it'd be nice to meet them. Like again, with my girlfriend, you've met her and stuff, and vice versa. If it's a work friend and like they're on a night do or whatever, it'd be nice to meet them and everything like that. But I think that's fine to have opposite male and sexes and stuff like that, genders and everything.
Yeah, definitely. About trust, you can have very platonic friendships and respect people a lot in a platonic way. It's no different from having a male friend if you're a male, I don't think.
Yeah,
it's completely down to trust at the end of the day. Like, if you don't trust someone just to be friends with someone, like regardless of their gender, then like you're gonna end up in trouble further down the road anyway. Like, I don't think I've seen a relationship with people where like one person doesn't allow the other to be friends with people of the opposite sex, and it's lasted a long time. There's always been like rocky parts or problems.
Yeah, I would be fine. If I'm going to know that girl, oh yeah. I think so. There's like, if you trust each other, so like no point to worry about it.
I don't see anything wrong with that. At the end of the day, so long you're keeping it clearly platonic, and there's a level of respect, and I guess boundaries are met, then why not?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's a trust thing.
Okay.
So yeah, fine.
Yeah, I probably would, to be honest, because I'd be like, "What, has she got a problem with me?" Or what's going on? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's a very typical girl jealousy trait. I'm not entirely sure of girls and boys who would get jealous more, but yeah, if that was me and my boyfriend and a girl said that, I would get very curious and temperamental, I would say.
That's a really difficult question. Is the girl also in a relationship, or is she like totally single?
Doesn't matter, they're just friends.
That's really hard. I would say I'd be iffy about it.
No, can't go on holiday together. Not without the other person. I just don't think that's right. I just think it's a bit too much.
Yeah, then I will be fine with that, because obviously she was before him, so I would never put him in the situation to pick him between me and his friend.
Okay.
But if you asked the same question like a few years ago, I would definitely say hell no.
I think it comes down to as well, like how much you trust your partner in your relationship. I'd question like why, like if it was just a girl thing or just a work thing, fair play. If it's just a regular night out and he's gone, don't bring your partner, it's a bit suspicious, isn't it?
How do you feel about that?
It's weird because people always like girls' night is such a people do that all the time, but then girls would like stereotypically get a bit upset if they weren't invited, or if the guy says no, you can't come, it's boys' night. I guess it depends on your individual relationship. Like if she does it a lot and he does it a lot, then fine, but I don't think you can have it where one of you is saying no, but the other one doesn't.
Yeah, I'd take that. If they were like explicitly like don't bring partners, that to me is like that's a red flag right there. So I mean, I'd bring up with straight to that person direct. I wouldn't even bother going through my girlfriend. I'd just go straight to them and be like, well, what's the problem?
Can they go for lunch together?
I'd say so. Yeah. I don't know, that's a hard one.
Well, I'd look at it in the sense of if he's a guy and he's with all them girls, he's defo gay. Or he obviously swings that way. Or yeah, that's just what I think, to be honest. If it's a guy with a load of girls on a night out, then he's defo gay.
He might just be a bad player.
No, because I think the girls would be a bit more wise than that.
Okay.
Because girls nowadays are quite wise.
If a guy said that, I find that weird. Because why does he want me to come? That's just weird, I think, yeah.
But if the girlfriends say that, it's okay.
So if the girl goes, yeah, that's fine.
So it doesn't work.
I'd be, yeah, if a girl said that, yeah, that's mad, isn't it? I just don't think, I think that's weird. Why do you not want to go on holiday if your girlfriend, just because another guy wants to go on holiday with her? It's weird, I think.
Liam, did you have fun yesterday?
Mate, I actually really enjoyed it. I think it was good to be able to speak to all the people we spoke to, and knowing that the amount of people we asked, pretty much every single one of them actually did it. I thought that was quality from them, to be fair.
Yeah, it was. Seeing a lot of people that we usually only say hello at the gym and don't have really deep conversations, it was actually nice to see the point of view that a lot of things that we actually talk about. I actually did enjoy it. It was a long day, but it was fun.
I think it was, well, it was what, we did 8 hours?
Yeah.
Something like that. And I thought it was good because we actually got to know that person quite well through the silly questions we asked. We were actually like learning about that person. Now, again, like you said, we only normally say nod at the head or you're right. So I thought that's quite good.
Yeah, it was. And it's funny to see that getting these people involved in a lot of questions and a lot of topics that you and I debate so many times, and seeing that what they really think as well is a bit similar to what we think or a bit different as well, but at the end of the day it's just opinions and what people do think. So the question that we asked was, do you think a guy and a girl can have a normal friendship if they are in a relationship, and what do you think about that?
For me, I would say that they can, but there is definitely a place where you draw the line. So off the bat, I would say yes, because I feel like it comes with the trust that you have within each other. But, I mean, well, what's yours?
Well, to be honest with you, like, you need to look in what is friendship. And friendship for me is about complicity and having stuff in common. So for example, you and I are completely different in a lot of things, different age groups, so different generations, different cultures, and at the end of the day we have a lot of things in common. We talk about gym, we talk about business, things that we like, we talk about even girls, a lot of things that we have a lot of things in common. So that's why a friendship developed. When a normal guy that has really masculine energy, and you see a girl that has a feminine energy, what do they have that they can develop a friendship on? What are they so complex on that? What do they have in common that they can be having normal conversations and not have sexual interest on each other? So for me, it's I don't think the term friend is applied on what a relationship of a guy and a girl that feel attracted to a guy and a girl can have. It's not the same. It's not a friendship term that should be used.
Okay, so you're kind of saying that, okay, what if this friend, your girlfriend, say, best friend's guy, right? They have the similar interests. They go to the gym together or whatever they do, they have the same sort of interests, same sort of hobbies. They might work in the same building, so they have the work side. Would you then allow that as being a friendship or not?
I think a typical guy and a typical girl would, even though they can like gym, for example, that is a thing that a man and a woman can enjoy. I don't think it's enough to develop a friendship. So for example, we do have 2 PTs on our community, on our gym. There is Madara and Paulina, and I don't go on dinners with them. I don't go on but being their manager wouldn't be explainable even. It would never be an intention, but there's not a friendship there that we would go on dates or go to the movies, go out on dinners, or just even message them, let's go for a coffee so we can catch up. It's not something that I think it's normal to do. and even their partners, or I don't even know if they have partners, but if they did have partners, I don't even know if they would find that normal. And they can say, he's my manager, he's my friend, but I don't think it would be sufficient for the guy not to have doubts. And bear in mind, I actually called them during the period of lockdown if are they all right, if they needed anything, but it's never, we never go out of our ways to meet up. And for example, you and I have, as guys. Yeah. So for me, it's the term friends exactly doesn't apply. But if you tell me if I care about them, if I want them to be successful, of course I do. And if I can help, I will. But I don't invite them to go movies. You and I have went to movies.
Yeah, I see one of my close friends, his girlfriend is close friends with me as well. So I know if I was, let's say, in town and she was working in town or wherever, she was on her lunch break and I was in town, I wouldn't feel bad in texting her and going, oh, by the way, you're on your lunch break. And if she was, to then, while I'm in town, I may as well see her, because we have a friendship. But then I think it's based on the friendship that you create. He, you know, like we already had some sort of friendship. He's brought, you know, them two are together. Now I'm like part of them two in terms of being within that friendship. So now it's not weird because he's my best mate. She's one of my closest friends. Do you know what I mean? But I think from the outside, if you're in a relationship and you're looking to create new friends, that's where, for me, it draws a line. Because if you're in a relationship and some guy is now all of a sudden paying an interest, he doesn't want to be your friend. He wants something. He may come across like, I want to be your friend, but realistically, why is he paying an interest now? And entertaining that would piss me off massively.
Yeah, I totally agree. So you're making my point exactly. It's like,
yeah,
you would not go out of your way to, for example, you found her in town. It's normal. If any of the girls that I know, if I'm in waiting on the queue to get a coffee from Costa and I'm sitting down, there's nothing wrong sharing a table and trying to find out how they're doing and caring about, because in the end of the day, these are people that you like. But I would never, and I don't think they would, if they are in a relationship, the partner would appreciate me texting them and saying, look, it was really nice seeing you on Costa today. Let's go for dinner tonight or tomorrow and just be us. You can't. It's wrong.
Yeah, that's where you draw the line.
Yeah, and then, but why? If they're just friends, what's wrong? If I can do that with you, for example. So the term friends are not used correctly when it is a girl and a friend. And that's one of the things I don't like. For example, when you start a relationship and a guy is texting your girl that you're getting to know you or you're dating, and I say, who's this guy? And she's like, it's just a friend. No, it's not a friend. It would be I will accept that idea of a friend when I date the ugliest girl in the world and a guy that is attractive wants to go for a coffee with her. Then I will believe that it's only friendships.
I can see that. I can see that. For me though, I have a couple of girls that I'm really close with, and I know if I was in a relationship and that person I was dating, I was in a relationship with, told me to cut them people out, I was like, you can't text them. That would then piss me off. Now I know there's certain boundaries. So now, if I want to go and grab a coffee with them or be like, do you fancy having a takeaway and chilling? There's nothing wrong in that. But if I was then in a relationship, I can see where the line draws. I wouldn't be doing them things. But I would still, every now and then text them, how you doing? How's your day gone? Or, if something's happened in their life, I'm like, well, congratulations, or happy birthday. There's things like that. I would still be around. But there is definitely that line that you definitely have to draw 100%.
And this is where I agree with you. For example, I can be honest with you and I say, or I can be coming across really sexist and say that I would never ever any other relationships with a girl that is not a girlfriend. But for example, I can post something that, oh, I've done this, and people congratulate me, and some of them are girls, and they always ask stuff about that particular thing, and there's no interest in developing other relationships, and it never went anywhere else. But my point is, we are not going on coffees like I can go with a friend guy. We are not going to the movies like I am with a friend guy. And this is what, but then people, oh, but it's only a friend, but where do you draw the line? Why are you calling it a friend if it's not really a friend? So imagine you have a girlfriend and you say it's okay for her to have a friend, a guy friend. But the guy friend invites her to go to the movies and say, oh, it's only us two, it's our night, it's our friend's night. What would you see?
To be fair, that'd piss me off. That would. If it's something like the movies, it's something where I would take my girlfriend to a date. That would piss me off. But, I mean, in certain situations, maybe like they bump in, like, that's what I mean, like they bumped into each other, or they're like, we haven't seen each other for ages, do you, like, just meet up for a bit. That I don't think I'd be that bothered about that. But if it's somewhere where it's like a date setting and they've specifically gone out their way to make it them two only, like they've made that clear that it's them two, that would bug me. Because my reason would be, well, why does it have to be you two? If it happens to be you two, that's fine. But why do you have to go out your way to make sure that it is just you two? So that would, that'd probably piss me off.
Yeah, and once again, this is what I'm just trying to say.
Yeah, I know.
People grow up, we grow up in a way where, for example, before on the 70s, they would have school for boys and school for girls. And men and women could not interact. Yeah. So, but then they changed that. And now we have been brought up in a way that, guys and girls can be friends. And I grew up all my life playing with girls as well. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's healthy to make you comfortable with other people that are not the same gender as you. I understand that, and I support that. And even on workplaces and everything, I think a lot of women are even more competent than men. In a lot of senses, I think you can rely so much on a woman, and women, for me, as a gender, and a lot of things are a lot stronger than men. But then again, as a friend, it just people just think, oh, it's so easy. Oh, the girl, it's so nice to say, and it's so modern to say, guys and girls can be friends. But when we ask these tough questions, people start saying, they start creating doubts, because deep down, they know there's something that they even don't trust themselves. But because we were brought up in a way that, everything is all right, and we have to pretend that everything is all right, we are reversed to say these things. But when we ask these questions, people start thinking, no, I don't want to I don't think it's different, it's not friends. So, but they're just friends. If a girl can say to a girl, don't bring your boyfriend, why? And they say it's normal for a guy say friends with girls, why can't a guy say the same thing that a girl did?
Yeah. I think when you made a good point earlier, actually, when we were speaking earlier, about saying you probably know 100 people, and you would nod at them, you'd say hello, and you would say, oh yeah, they're my mate, oh yeah, they're my friends. But how many of them are your actual friends and not acquaintances? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said about, if you're my friend, you know my goals, where I want to be in 5 years' time, what I did last week, what I'm planning on doing, all them things. And then when you actually think about it, there's probably only, let's say on paper, I'll probably say, yeah, I have quite a few like girl mates that I get on with. But how many of them actually know where I want to be in 5 years' time? What am I doing? I'd probably only say 1 or 2 out of a few of them. But then the boys, I have 5, 6 best friends. Every single one of them know exactly what I'm doing. That's why for me, I feel like with them 2 people, them 2 females, I could see myself having a friendship because I know we're strictly friends. But then I can see why if I was to have a girlfriend, why they wouldn't like that. But then I also know there is a line that you don't cross. So I wouldn't feel bad in going to the gym and training and one of them training with me because we are friends, we have the same hobby, we have the same interests. They know a lot about me. If there was a time and a place for us to date, it would have happened and it hasn't. So I wouldn't feel horrible in doing that. But then I wouldn't then say, do you fancy coming out to Nando's tonight, just me and you? Because then that is crossing the line. So I think everyone has their own the amount they're willing to give and take. I think mine's probably a little bit higher than yours. But I can see both sides. It comes down to the trust and the type of relationship you have with that friend and the type of relationship you have with your missus that you're currently seeing.
Yeah. It's hard though, it's hard. I've never been, for example, in a relationship when my girlfriend lets me have girl friends. I never have been in a relationship. I probably will never let my girl as being close to any guys, because for me it's all about probabilities. And well, to be honest, I cannot complain on the looks on a lot of girlfriends that I had in the past. And I never seen any guy genuinely just wanted to be friends with a girl. I never seen. And for example, what I was trying to tell you before we started the podcast is I know, for example, 100 guys, and I never seen a guy, oh no, I'm going for a coffee. Actually, I have. Okay, I know one guy. He went to London and met with a friend that was a girl, and he had no interest, and the girl had no interest in him. Okay, and let's say this is the only guy all my life I know that has genuine no interest in having that this happened. And I know 100 guys. This is 1% of the guys that I know. You said you know 5 guys, minimum 4. Of 100 guys that you know, this is the percentage of 4 or 5%. I'm not saying these people doesn't exist. They're just very rare. And I do understand when it does exist, because it's so easy to be a friend of a woman. They're more empathetic, they nurture, they judge you less if you're not in a relationship with them. Because if you are in a relationship with them, you have to be a man in a fucking pedestal. But if you're not, they understand everything. It's everything.
It's a different friendship.
They understand they're not judged. But when you're in a relationship, it's completely different. They expect you to be the best.
Yeah.
And they put that pressure on you. And they are really good friends. And let's be honest, even when they have a good friend as a guy, they do appreciate even more, because if you're gonna ask a woman, oh yeah, I like to be around guys because women are a bit more dramatic, and it's more drama involved, and they're different and they're bitchy. But this is a woman in a woman's environment. When a woman is with a guy, is completely different. That's why sometimes these relations are quite refreshing. But I don't know. I'm 33 years old. I don't know of a friendship of a guy and a girl that lasted, or that didn't add something in the middle. And I know a lot of friendship. I have one of my best friends. We are friends since I am 17 years old. We went to Canada together, and now we are in England together. Like, have you seen a girl and a guy do something like this and not get involved? emotionally involved.
No, probably not. Probably not. Not at some point. Yeah. Okay, so if you'd go on a lad's holiday. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like we had plans, right? So you tell your missus, yeah, us boys are going to Portugal. Now, what if she said, us girls are going anywhere, wherever, Paris, fucking Prague. How would you feel about that?
To be completely honest with you, it depends on the type of relationship I have. If I am in a relationship, there is no trust involved, and I'm still trying to save that relationship, I will not let her go until I am 100% sure that I can trust her or I cannot trust her. So it would be definitely no for me. But if I am in a strong relationship where, and most importantly, is if I know her friends.
Yeah, that's a massive one. What our friends are like is massive.
Because if your friends are people that respect themselves and they know what they want from life, I don't see anything wrong with it. She's in an environment that I respect, that I know, and she can go on holidays whenever she wants. If her friends are single girls that just need some excitement in their life because they're just little girls, definitely not. Because why would you hang around with people like that? You're going to be involved in an environment that they need to be excited, they need to have fun. What are you going to do? Hold their drinks? I'm not stupid. So my mom always said, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah. I think, again, most of the time, it just comes down to that trust. What sort of relationship that you have with that person. If you're going for a rocky stage, neither of you are going to want one or the other to jet off to another country or somewhere else just with the boys or just with the girls, because at that point you're not going to trust each other. But then that, like, to me, like, I would look at that and be like, if I didn't trust them to go away with the girls, then I shouldn't be with them. Because if she was to go away with the girls, I should feel like, oh, sweet, tell me the dates, because when you go away, I'm going to plan something. And I don't have to worry because I have that trust there for that person. And if I don't have that, then I'd look at a relationship as if to think, well, should I even be in it? But I do see why, don't get me wrong, none of the guys would admit it, but if their girlfriend run away, they'd be shitting themselves. They'd be fucking shitting themselves the whole time, 100%. They'll play it cool, but we'll be at home shitting ourselves. But I'd still let it happen because I know I would want to do the same, and I should have enough trust in you to be fine with it, and I'd expect you to trust me enough. When I go away, there's no issues and no questions asked as well.
For me, look, there's relationships and relationships. And if you are in a healthy relationship, I don't see why not. Most importantly, it would be, for me, it has to be a really good relationship to have that level of trust. And I would have to see what friends are involved and where they're going. I'm not going to let my girlfriend comes to me and says, I want to go to Magaluf with the girls, I'm breaking up with her. Simple as that. Because you're not going to be doing anything else besides getting drunk and doing whatever you do in Magaluf. What are you going to do in Magaluf? So it's simple as this is common sense. Like, people can throw you sand in the eyes if they want and be naive. I'm just not naive. And people say, oh, you have trust issues. No, I am very confident in myself, and I'm very secure that a lot of shit has happened, and I've seen a lot of shit happen. And yeah.
I think it's crazy, really, when you think about the people that we've interviewed. Obviously, they haven't gone as much depth as us, but some guys are like yes, some guys are like no, then some girls are like yes, and some girls are like no. And then even us two, who are like doing this whole thing, you're pretty much like a no, I'm like a yes, and it it's good because when you then make your points, it makes me think, but like, I can see that side of it, and then when I make my points, you can see my side of it, and there's no like obviously right or wrong answer at the end of the day. It's opinions, but it's so interesting to see what people think as well.
Yeah, it's like you said, there's no wrong ideas. This is your opinions are formulated for what you know and what experience you've lived. And same thing as me. I've lived a lot of things and I've seen a lot of things, and relationships are hard enough. And nowadays you see the success rate of them of being together or whatever happened. And so why would you create stuff that could test your relationship? And people kind of say, oh, but it's good to be tested. And I was like, yeah, okay. So why, I was going to say something silly, I'm not going to say. But, no, I don't think it is. Like when I look back on all my life and all the people that I know, people and couples, for example, that respect each other's opinion, even if they're different, and they make sure whatever they do, it's family stuff that they do, they stay together. When you put work on something, they stay together. When you're creating these separate things, and when you're doing your own thing, the other person is doing another thing, I don't see a lot of these relationships being long lasting. I don't see that. And this is what my opinion. So people that lived in a different life, they can have their own opinion, but I'm not gonna change mine.
No, but it was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. So guys, if you like our video, please head over, like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out our Instagram, Avail_podcast.